RS6, and amazingly, we have a beautiful sunny autumn morning. Today is actually very little to do with the RS6. It is my vessel of choice to whisk me down to Lamborghini Pangbourne, where I'm going to be meeting none other than Mr. Paul Wallace, aka Supercars of London himself. And we're going to dabble in some Lamborghini action. I have driven a few Aventadors. If you watch this channel regularly, you'll know that earlier on in the year, myself and Paul even drove the Aventador Superveloce. But I haven't got my hands on an Aventador S yet. Each and every time that I approach an Aventador, the concept of owning one is so compelling because they look fantastic, they sound amazing, they've got the exotic V12, and it's just one of the most exotic supercars that is currently available on the market right now. But every time I've driven a standard Aventador, or should I say the first generation Aventador, and even the SV, I've never really been able to gel with the gearbox. It's always been a little bit clunky. However, I've been told by people who own the current generation Aventador S that Lamborghini have gone to a degree and augmented that gearbox somewhat, and that it's actually not that bad. So those people that I've spoken to, I respect and trust. In fact, one of them believed it so much that he went and bought one. So yes, we're going to head down now to Lamborghini Pangbourne and check out the Aventador S that they currently have in stock. Obviously take it for a test drive and see what this thing's all about. Let's hit it. All right. 97 because the car deserves it. It's been a while since I've filled this car up from almost empty. So let's just see what it takes to fill up the RS6 on your average British motorway. I say motorway because they're notoriously got you by the short and curlies, so they put up the price. So this might be a tad steep, but let's see how it goes. Oof. Practically bang on £100. For 67 litres of fuel. That's not because this car's expensive, that's because this petrol station's expensive. Welcome to Lamborghini Pangbourne. It's the first time I've been here. Seen it online plenty of times. Let's go see where the... Well, yes, here he is! Come in. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Awesome, mate. Really good.
To Lamborghini Pangbourne. This
I
is
know.
my home.
I was just saying, I'm trying to get that camera straight, just saying, seen this place online loads of times.
Yeah.
Feel like I know it well. First time here though, it's cool.
Is it bigger than you expected? Is it smaller than you expected?
It's
They've
very...
got so many cars.
Funnily enough, on the drive down here, I saw 3 Lambos.
Did you?
2 Aventadors and a matte black Huracan Spider.
I saw nothing.
Okay. Never mind. Cool. So here we are. So actually, I've got a lot to thank Paul for because we had different plans.
We did.
And then Paul phoned me up and was like, forget that sounds boring. Why don't we just go drive some Lambos?
Yeah. So I didn't say it was boring. Our plans were definitely going to be exciting, but not as exciting.
Not as exciting as this. Yeah. So plan of the day, we're going to both go out in the Huracan Performante at some stage, and I'm going to get
first time you've driven it on a UK road?
Yeah. It is, yeah.
Right-hand drive?
Yeah, right-hand drive. Yeah. And as terrible as our UK roads are, it's not going to be as bad as the Italian roads that they launched it on. One might as well have been on a rally track. It was ridiculous. So
the roads around here are amazing.
Okay, awesome. And then I'm going to be taking out the Aventador S shortly. What is this? Oh, nice. What? It's
a wrap.
Shade is that?
It's a wrap.
That is a wrap. It's kind of like a satin purple almost. Cool. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a look around the showroom and then we'll meet up with Craig. Who's going to give me the keys to the Aventador S. Gear shift is ridiculous.
So just long right, just keep the power here, it's good.
The pickup is amazing.
Oh, really good.
It's got so much torque.
Long left, speed's good. Just bring it, the power back into the end of the corner. It's beautiful.
Gear shift just slams it home. Cool, so hello, this is Craig from Lamborghini Pangbourne, and today we have the pleasure of being in the new Lamborghini Aventador S. We picked one of the few sunny days that we've had in the last few weeks. And so, really I wanted to bring you guys my insight into what this thing feels like. If you follow the channel regularly, you'll know that my last Aventador experience was in the south of France with the Aventador SV. Now, I'd like to be able to, think that it's going to be an interesting comparison between those two cars, but I have to say that the guy that lent me the keys to that car had changed the ride height of the car, he changed the camber of the wheels, and so I'm not entirely sure if it was an accurate representation of how the SV actually is. He was adamant that turn-in was better and it rode better, but I've been in this car all of 10 minutes, and I can categorically tell you that this is better.
Yeah.
It's a lot smoother. Now, what I'm really interested in and happy to see is that we have the ability to independently control the dampers, the gear shift, with the addition of the ego setting.
Yeah, and powertrain as well.
Which basically allows for you to have the more hardcore settings from gear shift, exhaust sound. Does it have any impact on traction?
Traction, definitely, yeah. Well? So between Sport and Corsa, Sport is more rear drive biased.
Wow.
Corsa is more four-wheel drive biased.
So, ego for me is what I would call British B-road mode, where you want to have all of that theatre and drama, but you want the compliance of what would otherwise be Strada.
Yeah, exactly.
Great addition. I found the SV and even standard Aventadors I've been in have, at times they've been a bit compromised because most of the roads that I drive on are sort of, British B roads, which can be nice and flowing, but I found upset the balance of the car because it was often too stiff. This mode's really nice, compliant, and soft. The biggest addition by far though, which is making this car feel a lot smaller and agile and more agile than it is the addition of the rear wheel steer.
Yeah.
I didn't imagine that it would have as much of an impact as it actually has done on this car. It feels a much more dynamic drive, and for some reason it's making the car feel smaller. Now I know that's ridiculous because same footprint, but the way this thing turns, for want of a better word, the whole thing feels more together. We have sounds to be heard.
Let's go through in seconds. We grab seconds.
Second.
Throttle. No. That's the noise we want to hear.
I think of all brands, it doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter what exhaust you put on whichever car, there's no one does theatre like Lamborghini. And the Aventador has such an iconic sound. You can hear them from miles away and you know exactly what it is. Actually, one of the main reasons which I enjoy cars so much is nothing to do with A to B or how technically sophisticated they are. It's how much of a smile I get from them. I think Lamborghini do smiles better than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, all elements of practicality are completely out of the window. I was only looking around this earlier. It's such a big car, yet there's barely a space to put my phone. But as soon as you press your right foot, you don't care. It's the most delightful thing.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Full of emotion.
Yeah. So from your experience, obviously you're in the stages right now of getting clients which have had Aventadors and even Aventador SVs, and they're going into the Aventador S.
Yep.
What have you found is their sort of main reason for going there? Rather than it just being the latest car, have clients come along and gone, I'm really interested in it because of this or because of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think initially with the new technology, the increase in horsepower, the adaptive ride is a big plus. I know they had it on the SV, but with the ego setting in this car, it's great because you can customise it as you've just described.
Yeah.
I think one of the big plus points is that rear steering makes a huge difference. In my opinion, I think it's the best road driving Aventador they've done. your own turn manoeuvres are far easier when you're parking the car.
Yes.
But also at speed, you just feel a lot more confident. But there was a slight delay in the previous car because of its wheelbase was a lot longer.
Yes.
This car is a lot more sure-footed.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It does feel, feels more compliant.
Yeah. The gearbox itself, is that the same as in the SV?
It is the same gearbox. I believe from 2011 till today, there's been 19 revisions of the gearbox, be it software and component change. So it has been revised. I feel the gearbox matches this car perfectly because it has to have a motion with a change, with that lovely V12.
Sure.
So your upshift, your downshift, it just feels fabulous. It works.
So even though it's the same gearbox in terms of physical structure of the box, whether or not I'm imagining this or not, or if it's wishful thinking, but the gearbox in this feels smoother than it does in the SV.
Yeah, I think maybe the SV is more of an aggressive change because of the type of car it is.
Sure.
Maybe engineered further into it, where this definitely feels more usable because this is a road, a road car. It's a supercar for the road. So I feel they've made it a lot more impressionable on people.
Mate, that was awesome. Thank you so much.
No problems.
It's really great to experience it because I only like to talk about cars that I've actually driven and experienced firsthand rather than just guessing. But it's kind of as expected. The gearbox is definitely an improvement. It's much smoother, it's crisp, and the engine, man. Well, that for me is like everything. It's just, I know we're in this world where everything's going turbocharged, but to have a naturally aspirated V12 around still that sounds like that is ridiculous.
Yes.
So, thank you very much. Man.
Thank you. Lovely
Appreciate
to meet
it. Cheers. Okay. Let's go and see what this man thinks.
How was it?
Mate, I think that there's just one word for it, and that's drama, isn't it? It's just a laugh a mile.
But it's more precise drama than before.
So much more. The biggest difference by far, rear wheel steer.
Yeah.
It's given the whole thing just feels so much more agile.
Did you ever need to turn the car around like a car park
did
just to see it?
Full back on ourselves, and we no problem at all.
Yeah,
like normally Aventador you're like reversing and shuffling, no problem at all. The gearbox, if you watch this channel regularly, bit of a snob when it comes to gearboxes. Still not ideal.
Yeah.
And we did go for a spin in the Huracan.
Yeah, which is
Performante earlier.
as close as you can get to perfection.
I mean, it's unbelievable. So it probably wasn't the best car to go in and compare. Having said that, I do appreciate why customers of these cars are like, I prefer it because it's different and it adds. The whole thing is just occasion.
Exactly, and the improvements to the S over the standard one, like even aesthetically from the outside, like this car's got so much carbon.
It's so crazy.
And I just love it. Like, and I'd buy one in a heartbeat if I won the lottery because
they're expensive.
They are very expensive.
So you're not going to come out with any changes just over 300 grand really.
Yeah.
They're starting at 270.
Yeah. But then the
by
options.
the time you put bits on, the options are endless.
Yeah.
Exhaust. Now, this is going to sound crazy. So I was filming some drive-bys earlier. From the outside, you wouldn't need an upgrade. But from the inside.
But I
it's
find that
quite
now,
muted.
with so many new cars, that the sound dampening inside really it kind of takes away a little bit of the fun.
Yeah, it does a bit. The
where-
lift-off overarm is a joke. It's like Lamborghini were like, how much of a joke can we have with this car? And literally, every time you lift off, it's like a fireworks exploding behind your head. It's crazy.
It's incredible.
So yeah, I think the overall takeaway from this is I'm still yet to find a brand that does fun like these guys.
Yeah, I just don't think you can. And also, like, that still does, in a weird way, an affordable mid-engine V12.
Well, I was saying, if you want a rear mid-engine V12,
Why or a LaFerrari?
basically you're over £1 million.
Yeah.
Or way over.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's why I was saying it was affordable. It's definitely not affordable.
it's not affordable at all. Cool. So we're now going to hop into the manga comic that is the Civic Type R over here. So after you watch this, hop over to Paul's channel. We're going to be talking Hot Hatch Tour.
Yeah.
Hot Hatch Tour. Let's do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Ciao.